This is the original mug from the first
Whoa.
episode. It's back.
Welcome to GMTLDR for the March 2025 monthly update.
I'm not saying they're getting longer, but they could be getting longer. Here we are once again to tell you everything you need to know.
Let's see.
This month we had
Fields of
Fire Deluxe Edition. This is the new photos that Scott Mansfield took of the game. These are nice and shiny and new.
Two big notes to start out with from Gene. One is that the P500 shipments we charged for at the end of January have now finished shipping. They did yesterday. And the other big thing he started out with was that our new game we're announcing today is Combat Commander Vietnam.
Nah, baby.
Combat Commander Vietnam. Surprise.
But unfortunately, just like last month's update, we also started out talking about another death in the GMT family.
Very sadly, Roger McGowan passed from this life on February 21st. He was a big part of GMT over the years, and he was a wonderful artist. Over 30 plus years until about 2021, Roger's cover art graced the vast majority of GMT's games. He had some really beautiful covers over the years. I think my personal favorite was Fire in the Lake because of the helicopters at the top and the style. He also was able to publish his book, The Art of Roger McGowan, over the last year. And I think that was a great way to look back at some of his great artwork over the years. Gene said in his note, "A legend has left us. He can't be replaced. Please join us offering our condolences to his son, Stephen, and his wife, May. Rest in peace, Roger."
And Gene wrote an Inside GMT article that's part one of a three-part series on our digital game strategy and offerings. So this first one is about
the computer games. The ones he talked about were the 4 playdeck games. So that's Twilight Struggle, Red Sea, Fort Sumter, and Labyrinth. And then he talked about the Rebel Fury game on Steam that just came out. And he talked about the Mr. President game that Exia is doing that's coming out in the summer. And there's going to be 2 more parts of that in the next few weeks, probably, about free-to-play games like Rally the Troops, things like that, and Vassal.
Ananda had a really cool section about an inside perspective on how they're thinking through different parts of Mr. President's transition into a computer game. So it's too much to go over here, but you should definitely check it out. It's really interesting as well.
And as always, if you would like to wishlist the game on Steam, we have the link. We're having a sale.
Shopping.
The sale dates are going to be April 1 through 7. The sale will be for anybody who wants to participate. The discount's going to be 40% off. No limit on quantities. We're going to have a spring sale buyer's guide. Gene and I are going to post on Inside GMT next week. And there's also going to be an email sent with final details about the sale if you're on our email list. Look forward to that very soon.
Tony has been working on the Brazil shipping situation. And now we're going to do a test. So we want 10 volunteers for a free copy of Red Death Rebellion.
If you do receive the game and the Brazilian government does not keep it from you, it's free. Yeah. If you don't receive the game, you didn't pay for it. So,
it's free.
It's informational, and it's going to help us figure out what's going on and if there's a way to kind of move forward. And Tony's working on that. So please email him if you are a Brazilian customer and you're interested in receiving a free copy of Red Death Rebellion.
There was an issue for some counters for the Battle for Normandy Deluxe Edition, and we're aware of it, and we're working on a solution, but we don't have the answers right now. So we'll get back to you on that.
Congratulations to Paul Hellyer, the developer, Ken Kuhn, and all the art testing and marketing teams who helped us sell out Prime Minister. It has been nominated as a finalist in the Origins Award this year in the heavy strategy game category.
And speaking of Origins, GMT will have a presence there this year. Jason Carr will be there. Jason Matthews and Ananda will be there for Twilight Struggle. Herman Lutman will be there for the Plum Island Horror. Ferry Silverman will be there for Illusions of Glory. And we have a full list of the demo game events here.
Thanks to our friends at Armchair Dragoons who are going to help Jason demo most of the games.
This week we released episode 15 of GMT Talk with Perry Silverman, talking about Illusions of Glory 2nd edition. It's a good time with Perry.
Especially check it out for his crazy story about going to elementary school with Fidel Castro's son.
Yeah. We have a quick 2-question survey about 3.5 and 4-inch white boxes. So please take that so we can get information on customer interest.
The box back for Combat Commander 20th Anniversary Edition, the Europe Med combo. It looks really cool. I'm looking forward to that coming out. We want you. Playtest.
Hammer and Sickle, the non-player system, and also testers for Iron Storm. So if you're interested in testing one of our games, choose one of those.
We also had a development update from Jason Carr. It was really good, but it's way too long for us to go over here, so definitely just go read it. We have new Vassal updates this month. This is part of our Play GMT games anywhere, anytime, any place, what was it? Anytime, anywhere that Gene mentioned in his article. So check those out if you like Vassal. Oh, yes. We had a great video from the series developer of Levy and Campaign, Christoph Correa. He basically went over all the rules for Plantagenet and overviewed, explained. There were visuals. It was really well done. He worked really hard on it. So if you're interested at all in Plantagenet, I think that video could be really useful to you. The main event.
The main event. Today's new P500 Additions are Combat Commander Vietnam and the second printing of For the People 25th Anniversary Edition.
Something to know about Combat Commander Vietnam. Steven Rangazas and Non-Breaking Space are designing it. It was originally kind of thought up, cooked up by Chad Jensen and Gene Billingsley. You can read in Inside GMT today more about this, but basically what Steven and NB have done is amazing. The way that they're using the random scenario generator, the way that they're using campaign, you can have a campaign game in Combat Commander Vietnam, and it's a huge game. There's all these scenarios. If you're a fan of the series, you're going to love this. And we're all very excited about Combat Commander Vietnam. So definitely check it out. Read the P500 page, read the article. There's more coming about this.
I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's the Combat Commander you know and love in the Vietnam War.
Very sneakily, it was teased last month as a game set in Southeast Asia.
And the new teasers we have are a Hexen counter battle game from the Austro-Prussian War, a new strategy game from Matt Calkins, something new from Jim Day, and an Old West themed strategy game.
I think I know one of these, two of these maybe.
I think I know 3 of them.
So put your guesses below if you would like to take a guess.
Yeah, fill out your brackets.
Can you imagine?
List all the games it could be and then have them go up against each other.
Narrow it. Oh, it has to be this. We had a great Tsar article, a great Baltic Empires article, Mr. President, Combat Commander Vietnam, and then last week we have the digital article that we talked about. Another one I wanted to highlight that was earlier in the month was the Men of Iron historical look at the Battle of Bannockburn from Ralph Shelton. I thought that was a fascinating article, and if you're interested at all in the series or in the Battle of Bannockburn, I would highly recommend you read that. It was really cool.
Our next charge is going to be on April 21st. We're planning to start shipping that on May 1st.
And it'll be a smaller crop of games this time. It'll be American Revolution Tri-Pack number 2, By Swords and Bayonets, Panzer Expansion number 4, The Bell of Treason, and The Last 100 Yards Volume 5.
Kai gave an update on production. She mentioned how we plan to send 16 games to the printer in this first quarter, and we might still be able to accomplish that. The next quarter has 19 games on the list to go to the printer, and she said it's looking very good that it could happen. Both of those things are good news for business and for customers.
Oh, I really liked this map, the Nicaragua map for the guerrilla generation. It looks just as good as the other map. I'm a fan.
Yeah, this is pretty. We have a couple sample maps from Decisive Action. So this one is the National Training Center in Fort Irwin, California. And this one is the Suwalki Gap in Lithuania.
Looking good.
We have more sample counters from Firefight Tactical.
They look good.
And we have tanks this time, so that's fun.
Yeah, I like that. There's another art sample within the 1848 update. It looks so good.
I can tell this is Donald's work because this kind of reminds me of Red Flag Repairs.
Yeah.
A Fading Star designer, Jan, is going to be showing his game at GMT East and at Stack Academie in Montreal pretty soon. So if you're going to either of those, you can test A Fading Star. And he notes that A Fading Star is behind China's War, which is at the printer, and the Pure Land, which is in the art department. So things are moving along, and it's next in line after the Pure Land.
Joe Chacon and Evan Yoke have given us an update for Decisive Action. They're reaching an exciting milestone, which is that playtesting is pretty refined at this point, and they're waiting on final artwork. Right now, they're also working on making Decisive Action more accessible for new players. Matt Kelly has created an example of play that's going to walk players through mission setup and asset management, which is going to help them a lot with figuring out how to win. A really good material to have.
We got a succinct update from David Doctor about Defiance. Picture showing the work he's doing on counter art, and he mentioned that they're getting close to submitting it to GMT's art department.
So we've got an update from designer Adam Blenkinsop about Echo from the Dark. He's working on a few different things to tune, balance, etc. before bringing the game to Circle DC. So if you're going to be at Circle DC, go find Adam if you want to play Echo from the Dark, because he's going to have it there.
Expansion or Extinction designer Stuart Pierce and developer Evan Yoke have been fine-tuning the rules for convoys and how to distinguish between planetary and space battles, and they've also been working on the draft rules, which allow players to choose certain bonus capabilities before play begins.
Okay, we've got an update from developer Joe Dewhurst about Hammer and Sickle. They've got the core gameplay locked in, so they're working on the non-player mode of the game right now. It looks like Alex has come up with the whole non-player system, so that's pretty cool. And they're opening up playtesting for the non-player system, so if you'd like to try it, there's a link in our update.
Designer of Henry, Joe Schmidt, says that things have been progressing smoothly with the game. They've refined the solo game, and they're getting ready to start final development and art sprint.
The I Napoleon The Limits of Glory team has given us an update. They are working on a tabletop simulator module. They are kind of reviewing over all the card text, things like that, refining.
For Imperial Eagles, Chris Yanetz just sent off the Guadalcanal campaign to Jack Beckman for testing, and he's going to be at the Weekend at the Warehouse in April. If anyone would like to test out that campaign, or if you want to test out any other campaign in the game, you can email Chris and he can bring it with him.
For Ironstorm, it looks like they're testing right now a change to the number of army cards, and instead of activating a specific army, they're allowing for the activation of any army of a specific nation, and they want to keep testing this change. And if you'd like to sign up to playtest, there's also a form link.
Mr. President 2nd Edition is officially done with the reprint tasks, and now they're focusing on the 2nd Edition changes. And that includes a rehaul of the WM5 section that covers wars. If you want a better war system than Mr. President, they're working on developing and rehauling them. Order and Opportunity designer Vez Arponen has had a lot of playtesting recently on the game, and they've had a lot of good feedback, and he is refining the solitaire system right now. Apparently it's pretty strong, so he's actually looking into how to tune that down a little bit.
Terry Leeds is starting to work his magic on the near final artwork for the Plum Island Horror More of a Bad Thing. I'm loving these colors so far. Yeah. Ragin' Cajun, Acid Reflux. If you like your game extra spicy, they have horrifying fate cards. Activate all tracks.
The Weimar Republic is in final art. They've been working with Terry Leeds on layout and finalizing the card and map art, player aid cards, examples of play, and a tutorial for learning how to play the game.
3 days of Gettysburg Deluxe Edition. The progress is continuing on with the art. In addition to all customary historical setups, developer Joe Caparula has designed a great meat attack scenario.
Czar has had a lot of playtesting lately, including at Weekend in the Warehouse in October. Paul has been working on improving the interface, cutting some non-essential things, the balance of the game, and adding more content. So it'll have 4 multi-year eras to play as separate games in a legacy style play. And Jason will be showing Czar at Circle DC later this month.
I'm excited about it. I think I'm going to play it too. It looks like for the Twilight Struggle 20th Anniversary Edition, the team has put together a style guide for the cards, and they're rewording some of the effects to make them more consistent. They're not rewriting all the cards, they just want to clarify some key places that have been confusing to players over the years. And here's a few more sneak peeks at cards. The other thing they're working on is the new alt history scenario called Red Sun Rising. The premise is a world where Japan is invaded by the Soviet Union at the end of World War II, leading to a divided Japan. So that's kind of cool.
That's the end.
We've done it. Back to your 4 March Madness games.
Yeah. Redacted is killing Redacted.
Happy March Madness. May the odds be ever in your favor. We're very excited about what we've come out with this month. I hope you guys like it.
See everyone in April.
See you next time.